What is up, Nintendo fans? It is Tony from NintenToyLand here with a portion of my Nintendo collection. I hope you guys like it. I have a lot more at my parents' house, and I'll eventually make a video of those if you guys keep watching and keep subscribing. Well, I'm actually here to tell you guys about toy quality. Toy quality is something that is very important to everyone here in NintenToyLand, and that's why I'm going to make it one of my first videos. So hang tight, and let me tell you something. There are a lot of companies out there that try to say it's okay to give us cheap toys because they're cheap. But I'm going to disprove that theory because cheap doesn't mean poor quality. We're not talking about the price, we're talking about the quality. Hang tight, dudes. Let's start off with this little Goomba boy from the late 1980s. It's from McDonald's. I think there's a set of 4. This was found at a thrift store for like a quarter. And you see, the quality is pretty good. Even though it doesn't look like the Goomba you see today, for the Goomba back then, it was actually pretty accurate. It doesn't do much. Well, it doesn't do anything. Actually, it just kind of sits there. You see, this is a pretty cheap toy. But with their cheapness, they were able to make it look good. And that's what I'm talking about. You can have this cheap stuff, McDonald's and Hasbro and Burger King and all those fast food places, and still make toys for things that actually matter, like Nintendo and Sonic the Hedgehog and My Little Pony. Just joking, guys. But if you like My Little Pony, that's alright. But here we don't talk about My Little Pony that much. We really just talk about Nintendo. Back to the Goomba. Yeah, these guys are squashed on in very many Mario games. I think if there's a Mario game, there's a Goomba. The one exception to that might be the original Mario Bros, where you're jumping on all those little shelled creatures that are like Koopas. You know, Goombas have always been my favorite Mario enemy, and I wish that McDonald's could replicate. Whoa! Oh, yeah, I forgot. The Goomba does that. You can see there's a little suction cup there. Set it down. You give him a little set, and he's ready to go. So, on that Goomba note, you are about to see a small portion of the coolest Burger King toys or of any fast food restaurant that have ever come into existence and have put everything, even this Goomba boy, to shame. What you're about to see sends shivers down my spine, and one day, if you support me enough, I will have them all and showcase each and every one of them for their full and unique glory and splendor. Here they are. Here's, well, some of them. Look at these. Can you imagine every time you get a Happy Meal, a kid's meal? Can you imagine every time you get a small fry and 3 or 4 chicken nuggets? You also get one of these amazing toys. These things all had so many different purposes. There were a bunch of these. Whoa! Slow down there, slowpoke. These ones like Squirtle and Kabuto. Look at that. They look exactly like they're supposed to. They squirted stuff. Whatever. I'm not going to say water because you could probably put milk in there too. Lemonade. Blood. Charmander, the Gengar, the Raichu. They light up. Well, they used to light up, but these were keychains. I took off the rings to just make them a little more showable. But wow, that's some quality. Look at that. A varying assortment of plushes. These were first generation. But of course, towards the end of the first generation, we got to see the second ever introduced Pokemon to the second generation, our little Togepi. And our first ever, of course, our king of all Pokemon, the Sun Firebird, Ho-Oh, the mystical rainbow bird, whatever. Ho-Oh is awesome, got very much outshined by Lugia, even though that was introduced in the very first episode of Pokemon ever, so kids, if you didn't know that one, I've been around for a long time. And that kind of explains why I've got a lot of these toys. Some of them I've bought at thrift stores, garage sales, but a lot of these I've had just growing up collecting Pokemon. Never throw away your Nintendo or Pokemon stuff because they will have value even if they're crappy. Like you're about to see some crappy toys now. Top it all off, they each came in one of these Pokeballs. These Pokeballs are actually not just Pokeballs, they are deadly weapons. You see, Burger King got so excited about these awesome Pokemon toys that they came out with that they forgot to put the holes in these Pokeballs. So when little babies picked up this Pokeball, and why wouldn't they pick up this Pokeball? Pokeball, everyone's gonna want to pick it up. They put it in their mouth. Well, they put it over their mouth. Well, maybe adults wouldn't do that, but little babies did. They would suffocate and die. So they had to discontinue those Pokeballs. I think it was after the whole ordeal. But what they did do is if you brought in one of these Pokeballs, they would give you a small fry. They would give you a small fry for free. And if you wanted, you could just keep collecting these and getting all the small fries you wanted. You know, I could probably take this down to Burger King right now, slap it on the counter and say, give me a small fry. After 15 minutes of arguing, I'd probably get a small fry and still walk out with this Pokeball toy. That was back in the year 1999. Here in the present, year 2016, you get this. Ray, qua, the, Ray, qua, the. That's what you can do? 15 years have passed, and this is what you come up with? Have you been hiring monkeys? I'll get to those ones later. Don't get me wrong, obviously a small decline was supposed to happen. You can even see that in the next rendition that came out. These were the next toys, I believe, that came out after the awesome first one. It's pretty awesome still. But these cards were nothing compared to that. See, I would show you what it does, but I'd have to remove the sound, and it's worth more to keep that in. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Gotta love Ella Kid carrying a nest containing a single Pokemon unit of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eggs. La-la-la-la-la. Also, this is the perfect time to point out there are a lot of misinformed Pokemon noobs that think this was the actual toy you got in the Burger King Kids meal. No, these costed more. Yeah, they came in one of those shiny Pokemon balls, and that's at my parents' house. Now, these guys I have mixed feelings about. They're a pretty cruddy toy, toy-wise, but really, they have pretty nice pictures of the Pokemon on them. They made an effort to make some sort of game. Looks like sort of a rock, paper, scissors. And they've had some somewhat redeeming ones. The newer ones came with Pokemon cards. This Swoobat looks pretty good, and that's cute. That's what a Swoobat would do. This Snivy is from 2012. Zekrom is from 2011. You see, they don't have to do anything. They just have to be good quality. And this is pretty decent quality for what they're going for. Sturdy toy. And this Latios from 2015/16 is pretty cool. And the Wobbuffet's not bad. But here's some that stand out as just being pretty particularly lame. So yes, you can make Pikachu good, no matter what you do, because Pikachu looks like Pikachu to the naked eye. But really look at this. Look at this huge head proportion to this body. If this were any other Pokemon with the proportion skewed in comparison to these, everyone would be like, what the heck? But because it's Pikachu, everyone just says, oh, I love it, it's Pikachu. No, guys. This is subpar at best. Like I said, I'd rather this just be a nice quality toy standing, but it just looks cheap. If you're gonna make it do something, then make it do something. This isn't something. A little bump like this that doesn't represent anything from Groudon. And this one, it's just cheap. Very unfinished at the bottom. This one's just cheap. Now, I know I'm a grown man complaining about McDonald's toys. I'm just saying, you guys don't have enough money to, at least when you're doing something, do it right? McDonald's, you guys are all over the freaking world. In Japan, you guys have awesome toys. You guys give whole many packs of cards. You actually open up a Pokemon card pack that they give you there.
Subscribe.